you, it is your friend Naomi and welcome back to my channel, Everybody Eats. I hope you're hungry because today I am going to teach you the secret to making a really satisfying trail mix at home. And it's super easy. I'm almost a little embarrassed to do this recipe, to be honest. Are you ready to get started? Okay, let's go. So trail mix in the store is really expensive, but honestly it doesn't need to be. I have gathered a bunch of stuff from my cupboards for real, and we're gonna make up a different couple kinds of trail mix today. And by the time this is done, hopefully you'll be able to go to your cupboards and do the same thing. So the first thing you wanna know is that you are going to use a magic ratio. A magic ratio is going to fill up your bowl without emptying your pockets. It's going to provide protein and carbohydrates and fat, and you can actually adjust those macros, those ratios, to suit your own dietary preferences. And it's also going to keep you satisfied calorically for a trip. If you're eating this for a snack, you want to eat just a little amount. If you're actually eating this to go on an actual trail, you can afford to really pack in the calories. So I went ahead and I grabbed a bunch of stuff from my cabinet, and I'm going to go through the ratios with you. The secret to a good trail mix is using magic ratios. Now, magic ratios will help you stay satisfied, to fulfill your caloric needs, and they also help you to figure out how much of what to put in. The magic ratio I like to use is 3 parts filler to 2 parts function to 1 part fun. Okay? Now, filler is going to be anything that inexpensively fills your bowl. Function is going to be protein and fat, and fun is just the stuff you pick out of the trail mix because you like it best. Okay? So for a normal trail mix, let's start with the good old raisins and peanuts, except for I'm allergic to the peanuts part, and my husband doesn't like raisins, so we'll make something similar. We're going to start with 3 parts of rice cereal. I have been known to use marshmallow cereal in the past. Been known to use all kinds of cereal. But 3 parts of a good starchy filler that's cheap. 1, 2, 3. 2 parts function. Now for function, we want something that has a good mix of protein and fat. Most people use nuts, but I am allergic to nuts. So I am going to use pumpkin seeds. 1, 2. Okay. I'm gonna film that again. I'm not gonna film that one again because I don't have any more pumpkin seeds. 2. It's close enough. Ratios are meant to be fun. And I'm gonna put in 1 part fun. Now for fun, if you want to get really crazy, you could put in like candy. I've been known to doing chewy candy like these gummy bears, or you can do crunchy candy like in the past I used, what do you call those things? They're like the fruit candy. Runts. Or you could use chocolate, okay? Candy coated chocolate's probably best for an actual trail. I've got 1 part here. But you do you. One thing I like about chocolate is it adds the fat that you need to help stabilize your blood sugar. And it looks fun, and everybody likes chocolate, except for my husband who's allergic. But if you want to be a little bit healthier, you could also use dried fruit, okay? And this is cranberries. Okay, so once you got those in, you just mix them up. And I'll just show you a little example. You've got your basic trail mix. Now that is inexpensive and a good trail mix for someone who's not watching their carbs or who likes a little bit of sweets. You could adjust this ratio up or down. Fruit is a carb, okay? And if it's inexpensive, feel free to use a whole bag of raisins as part of your 3-2-1. You could also mix and match. Let's say I wanted some pumpkin seeds, and I wanted some pecans, and I wanted some walnuts. As long as I keep the ratios right, I can actually split some of the stuff up inside the ratio, and I'll be just fine. And then for fun, let's say you wanted to add marshmallows and chocolate. Go, like that, go for it. I mean, it's your house, it's your rules. Just have fun with it. But let's say that you're on a lower carb diet or higher protein, and you don't want all of this filler of rice cereal or pretzels. Pretzels is another good one. Let's go ahead and make you up a trail mix. Now I will say a protein heavy trail mix is going to be more calorically dense, so you want to eat less of it, okay? So we're going to start with my favorite inexpensive protein filler, roasted chickpeas. Now I know you can buy these, but they do tend to be a bit pricey. They're super cheap if you make them yourself. I would highly suggest if you're going to make them for a large trail mix, buy a number 10 can of chickpeas, but you can also make them with the little cans. I will include the recipe for that for you. So we're going to start with 3 parts of filler, which these are my seasoned roasted chickpeas. 2 parts of function. And function here, I'm going to say is you can use something like these little pepperoni bites, which is fat and protein. You could use something like freeze dry. Try again. You can use something like sun-dried tomatoes, which is what I'm going to use. And you're going to use 1 part of fun. Now fun can vary by you, but remember you do want to keep some fat in there. I would not know why in a savory one you would add chocolate to trail mix, but you could, I guess. Or you could do something like adding little bites of more seeds. Seeds and nuts have a lot of fat in them. So for those of us who are watching our carbs, that kind of becomes our fun time thing. So mix that up. We're gonna add 1 part of a nice, like a deep fried fat. You could do a low carb chocolate chip if you wanted to. You could do a low carb energy bite. Just something to make it fun, okay? And I'll show you how that looks. I guess we're gonna dump out this one. A little savory, a little bit sweet. You have your crunchy and salty. I actually love these because they are a little sweet, but they don't taste weird with beans and meat, okay? Once again, if you want to bulk it up, go for it, throw it in, no big deal. If not, go ahead and leave it, okay? But let's say you're going for something that is really themed or specific. So pretend that I just love Elvis. Elvis is my best friend and I love him so much. I think he's still alive magically. And I'm gonna take my filler, but I wanna go with the peanut butter and banana, right? So I'm gonna do 2 parts of function. I'm gonna use freeze-dried or regular banana chips. And I'm gonna do 1 part of fun. Half a part I'm gonna do with marshmallows, like a fluffernutter, okay? And we're gonna pretend that I can have peanut butter chips, but we all know that I can't. So I'll do a half a part of peanut butter chips, whatever. Mix that all up. Voila, now I have an Elvis trail mix, okay? And you could go ham on this, okay? If you want to do an all fruit mix with just some seeds and some chocolate or some marshmallow. You could do an all seed mix, okay? But the thing is you want to mix 3, 2, 1. Filler, function, fun. And you want within that to mix and match between something crunchy and something soft, something sweet and something salty, just so it keeps you interested. Although if you're like me, you're gonna pick out what you like anyway and pop it in your mouth and save all the parts that you don't really like for the end, and then be forced to eat them anyway because you're hungry later. But it is what it is. Now, what happens if you don't have quite enough of one item or another, or like me, you took everything out of its container, and now what do? Well, as long as you keep your ratios the same, you can make a great trail mix. And it can literally just be a mix of everything. Here, I have just put together everything except the pepperoni sticks into the bowl. I saved a little bit to show you. Just mix it up. And as long as I've kept the ratios the same, it will be very, very satisfying. The key is our bodies crave variety, and our tongues get tired when they're eating too much of the same thing. So as long as you keep the ratios 3-to-1 of some kind of a blandish, neutral filler, some kind of salty or protein-filled functional treat, and then a little bit of something sweet or fun to keep you going, it will always satisfy you while you're on the trail. Well, that's it. I don't know what else to tell you. It really was a little too easy. If you like the recipe and you want to see more, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And I do what I do for the love of you. But I also love coffee. So if you want to buy me a cup of coffee, links in the description below. Don't forget, I love you. Bye.